Hello, abnormal family. Got another one for you today. It happened Monday, December 11th, 2023, is what they said. Oh, no, sorry, that's when it was turned into. Uh, let's see. In 2010, in the southern part of New York, in a park, is what they're saying, to the amazement of many, America's largest wilderness park, my wife and I saw what can only be described as a hyena chasing several deer across the road. The animal literally stopped dead in front of the car, staring back at us for about 10 seconds before it moved off. I've been in the woods my whole life, raised with a gun since childhood, and spent my summers on the lake Champlain. I've hunted, fished, instructed archery and rifle range, hiked, coon hunted at night, owned horses and ridden horseback through the wilderness, as presently live with all kinds of wildlife. On my lakefront creekside property, well, I thought I'd seen it all, but I have no idea what this was, other than to say it was a hyena. It is very large, 150 to 175 pounds, long bushy tail, brindle, wiry, spotted brown, black, and gray coat, with a powerful predator build, thick lower jowl, rounded diamond-shaped triangular head with rounded ears sitting high on the head, and what appeared to be a mane running down the back, originating on the neck. Its hind legs were noticeably shorter than the front, and much thicker and more powerful muscled than the front, so that animal sloped down to a powerful rear. I've seen countless hyenas on Discovery and National Geographic and Wild Kingdom as a kid, and there is no other option than it strongly resembled a spotted hyena. I immediately went home and searched it. Amazingly, it said the mountain hyena once roamed the Adirondacks, Appalachians. Well, I have news, at least one still does. My wife and I, with me at the same time, actually called New York and at Ray Brook when we got home, and we got laughed at. We even received an email back ridiculing my report, which was accidentally sent to me instead of an econ coworker. This really made me mad, as well, I had made friends with my local econ officer who liked to use my property to catch poachers. Although we do have an animal park at the end of the lake, when I called, they assured me they've never had any spotted hyenas. It was only shortly after I saw the Monster Quest episode describing a similar animal in Maine while in the Shunka Works. I was well known as the dog killer. The supposed Shunka was famous mount seems far too small and pig-like to be what I saw. Its legs far too scrawny, and it seems far less canine than what we saw. Also possessing a longer straight coat with a thinner snout. Then a few days later we saw it again doing the same thing. There is no doubt this was not a coyote, a wolf hybrid, or a coy dog. This was a hyena. My property has a creek, and it's on the lakefront with 4 fish spawns, plenty of deer, coyote, red fox, gray fox, fishers, eagles, turkeys, ducks, blue heron, owls, osprey, geese, ducks, turkeys, and many other animals. I've seen it all, especially riding horseback. You name it, I've seen it, and I can identify it, but I have never seen anything like this, as close as I can come to a spotted hyena. I have a very large IQ, and I've worked for 2 Emmy winners, but amazingly, the second cryptid animal I have seen in my life. But when you do, you just never forget it. This thing, I'd seen it many times. But what really had got me was the last time I seen it. It was standing down by our pond, doing the same thing it always done. But this time, it knew I was watching. It stood up on its hind legs and looked at me. Its short little front legs in front of it, kind of like a little animal that was holding its paws in front of itself. It walked off on its hind legs, looking at me sideways into the woods. It has not ever returned now. We haven't seen or heard from it since it done that. Maybe it was just letting me know that it knew that I was watching it, and now it has moved on. I sure hope so, because I wouldn't want to run into this thing again. You can tell it's an apex predator, and the way it walked on its hind legs, it was quite comfortable in doing so. I wanted to share this with you guys, so that you would also know that some of these things know when we're watching them, and sometimes they just move on. Thanks for listening, guys. I hope you enjoyed this one. Until next time, keep your head on a swivel, and don't be something's dinner.